Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube! My name is SeaRaptor, and here we're bringing you a battle report from the deck of Tier 10 German tech tree cruiser, Hindenburg. Now, I have not done a Hindenburg replay on this channel in, well, what feels like forever. This is probably my favorite Tier 10 cruiser. She is just so well-rounded, or at least she used to be. They've gutted her AA range, which still pisses me off, and someday I'll get that fixed. But for now it is what it is. I was working on the naval battle stuff over the weekend with my clan, and we had not actually run any games in a German cruiser, and I thought, well, what a perfect opportunity to take out one of my favorite ships. Certainly, I style myself an acolyte of the Church of Hindenburg, so I'm a big fan of this ship and this line in general. This ship, FYI, is kitted out for a full AA build, manual AA, defensive AA fire, you see down there on the bottom, as well as, I do not have AA Mod 3, I'm running main battery Mod 3, but I am running the AA flags, and I'm running the AA, defensive AA extender upgrade, so my defensive fire will last for 20% longer. Now, starting out here, one of the things that I've learned through long experience with German cruisers is don't push up quickly. You're not built for it. So I tend to move at about half speed and play kind of the midfield here, backing up our destroyers. I'm looking for these destroyers in front of me to spot an enemy destroyer that I can help them punish. The Kitakazi decides he's more interested in capping. He smokes up there. But unfortunately for him, there is a Des Moines in the backfield there. There's at least one Fletcher in the cap now with him, slowing down the cap, stopping the cap. We're getting a glimpse of him. I'm not sure where from exactly. But it does look as if he's radared now. He's out of his smoke and moving. Down some damage there as I'm trying to help out. But the Kita, instead of turning due south and just vacating the cap, he tries to run west, like due west, along the island. Well, that makes him very predictable. And of course, he tries to turn out too late and beaches himself in full view of God and everybody. So he has no smoke. He's at the mercy of two Fletchers, a Des Moines, what will probably end up being Kerfer's secondaries before long. Yeah, he's not going to be with us very long. So bad destroyer play remains bad. Our Gearing and our Jutland in the middle, though, have done a good job, and they've actually sussed out a lightning there that they're gonna beat up on a little bit. Good to see. I'm essentially not really going to be able to do anything with this Kitakazi. I can't really help him. I'm moved up a little closer than I would, but I've got eyelid cover to kind of, give me the ability to turn here. That's about the only reason I did this. I'm looking for shots on this lightning. There we go. He's spotted, barely moving. Throw a salvo out there, expecting him to turn his engines on. See what we get out of that. But yeah, at this point, there's two destroyers. Ooh, nice hit. Two destroyers, two cruisers, two battleships, three battleships moving over to this 8, 9, 10 line area. I'm not going to hold this with this Yamato the Republic and me. The Kitakazi is now dead, so it's time to turn around and find someplace else to be. Now, I've got a decent angle on this Moskva, except the bloody island's in the way, so I'm kind of looking for a way that I can get this shot. I don't end up having a whole lot of luck with it. I'm kind of, well, is he moving? Is he moving? Now what I forgot to do here was to check my torpedo salvo, check my torpedo lead indicator and see if he was turning, or see if he was moving. Turns out he is essentially stationary. So I'm like, well, see if we can get into light, right? Farm him some damage. At that angle, I'm not going to be able to get really anything out of AP salvo. So he is reversing. But he's kind of narrow to me, and my gun ellipses are pointed the wrong way. If you think about how the ellipse should be laying, I'm laying diagonally across the ship. I'm probably not going to get a ton out of these. And sure enough, I'm just not getting much of anything. One of their Fletchers has gotten pretty ballsy, though. Found himself at close range of a Jutland. And, well, I'm going to get in on this action. High-value target like that? Absolutely. He's getting just hammered. Let's see if I can contribute a little bit. One shell. Turns out he and the Jutland and the Gearing are going to tag team this guy. And he'll be out. So we're up a kill. Caps are even. 5 minutes gone. Seems like we're doing okay so far. I don't have a ton of damage, but Hindenburg is not a ship you play for the early damage. This is a ship that you have to bide your time and play for the late game. Now, you can see the Vladivostok, which I assumed was already going to the 8-9 line, has turned around. He's headed back to the center. The Jean Bart The Moskva, the Kurfürst are all basically in or near the cap, and then there's Des Moines is still back there somewhere. And what I don't know the location of that Fletcher that was last spotted on the 10 line. My fear is that he's pushed south through the cap and is over here off my port bow somewhere south of C. But he's not. I simply don't know that yet. But that's why I'm making some of the maneuvers that I am. I'm not spotted, so he's obviously not too far. And I'm like, well, if this Moskva's gonna... I keep thinking this Moskva's not gonna turn. Give me a shot. No, he doesn't seem interested, so... In the end, I just hold my fire. Now, one of the keys... Well, I do have some AP loaded there. It looks like I take a shot as I lose him behind the island. Now, one of the keys that I find to playing German cruisers well is timing. Timing is everything. You are a ship with a tremendous amount of firepower. Certainly the ability, the armor, the health, the heals to deliver that firepower at close range if needed, if necessary. But you have to survive to do it. And that means that you spend a fair chunk of time in the first half of a match playing cagey, not taking serious risks. For a while here, I think this Moskva is going to push around this island over on my starboard side now, down that little gap that I was playing in earlier. And the Des Moines is showing me a beautiful shot. So I'm like, well, I know exactly what I need to be shooting at here. None of those battleships in the cap have a shot at me. So this is a no-brainer. But ricochets at that angle? Come on. But the Des Moines turns. He decides he's going to try and get the cover of this island. So, another salvo of AP. This is it. This is going to be a great salvo. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Could have been better. And now I lose the shot. Now, somebody is capping B. And it takes me too long to realize it's that Fletcher that was on the 10 line that I was all nervous about. But that's exactly who it is. So for the moment, I'm still playing cagey, right? I'm determined not to get caught out here. Somebody just beat the holy howling bejesus out of the Des Moines. Thank the Lord. I think he's going to be off the board in moments. The Moskva does briefly appear in that gap, but he's busy turning around. I decide, we've got to get this DM off the board. Oh, thank God the Republic's follow-up shot took care of it. The Moskva turns back. The Jean Bart is in the cap. The Kurfürst is run north, and by now I think I've finally figured out it's that Fletcher that's in B. If I want to head due east from here, the way is clear. I don't have to worry about getting torqued. But they own all the caps now, even though we're up a ship. Our lead will evaporate very, very shortly. With the Kurfürst retreating, the Fletcher in B, the Moskva and the Jean Bart seem like they're gonna pitch up a tent in C. So now is the play that I have been waiting for all game. We're not quite to the halfway mark of the match, but I've been waiting to punish these guys for their positioning in this cap for a while, and I'm almost in a position where I'm able to do it. The Jean Bart is not even looking at me, which seems inexplicable, but if he's going to ignore me, I'm just going to farm him for damage, so this is easy. Seems like he's reversing while he trades shots with somebody. Now we're finally down. We're down a ship. The team over at A has finally managed to clear things out, but they're still not going to cap because that Kiev sails right out of the bloody cap yet again. The Fletcher pops up in the bottom end of B there, spotted briefly as he smokes and starts shelling the Republique astern of me. Finally get some good salvos and a fire to light on the Jean Bart. And we're going to fish for this Fletcher. Pro tip, or spoiler alert, we ain't going to find him. Which I find irritating. So now I'm just about the last thing on this half of the map. It's the Fletcher, the Jean Bart, the Moskva, and the Kurfürst. And me. The Yamato in the back is not contributing a whole lot at the moment. He's pretty much too far from the action to be super useful. And the Kurfürst has decided he wants this shot. So I know right now I need to stop shooting. Kurfürst is out of my range. Everybody else I want to shoot at's behind this island, except for the Fletcher, who obviously has me spotted for the moment. But there's nothing I can do. But look at where the Moskva's spotted. See the Moskva, see the Jean Bart. If I go in to the starboard side of this island, to the east edge of this island, right off my bow, I'm going to have the ability to just wreck these guys. I can put torpedoes into the Jean Bart. I can probably hit the Moskva for 1 or 2 AP salvos while he's broadside to me. This is the play I've been waiting for all game. So, My moment has finally come. 10 minutes gone. I've had to bide my time. I had to play very patiently, very methodically. They know I'm coming. This is not a surprise, right? The Jean Bart has his guns waiting for me. The Moskva has his guns waiting for me. And you know what? I don't care about the Jean Bart's puny 15-inch guns. Hindenburg laughs at you, sir. And Moskva, well, I wish you luck, buddy. But, nope, that ain't it. My turn now. Goodbye. And again, Jean Bart, you may have popped your reload booster, but I just do not care about your little puny 15-inch shells. I'm the Hindenburg, sir. They call me Battleship Hindenburg for a reason. You're charging me at 3 clicks. This seems inadvisable. And, yeah, it's not going to work out for you very well. Let's just take a moment to savor this. These are always a thing of beauty. Salute, sir. GG. With the sea cap finally empty, I can finally cap this thing. We're up on ships now. We have a 2-ship lead. They're down to the Kurfürst, who's very, very much trapped in the B cap with the Yamato hammering him, the Lexington dive bombering him. Now that Fletcher's still alive. I don't know how much HP he has. He hasn't been spotted in a while. But for the moment, I'm going to just camp here and try to cap. Now the Graf Zeppelin is clearly off to my north. He's decided I look like a tasty target. And, well, he's not wrong. These AP bombs can probably hurt me. I'm not super concerned about these AP bombs because I've played enough Graf Zeppelin to know that, I mean, yeah, they can hurt, but the odds of him landing 2 are not significantly very great. That targeting reticle is awful. Sure enough, he lands a sit. It's enough to reset me, but not enough to be a serious threat. Between my AA and defensive fire, nope, you're done with that, sir. Pardon me while I finish capping. The Kurfürst is now low enough I'm willing to push out to try and take a shot. But as it turns out, by the time I get out there and get my guns on him, it won't matter. Somebody gets him lit with a fire or a flood. Looks like a fire there. Or maybe there's he's trading secondaries with the Yami. Either way, he's out. We catch them on points there. 7.5 minutes to play. We're ticking up at the same rate now. Once I get done capping this cap, we'll be in great shape. We just have to find this Fletcher and knock him off the board. Again, the Graf Zeppelin has decided it's my turn to die. This is not a great shot. I think he's moving, but of course it takes me a second to realize, no, he's not. He misses the reset, but he gets some damage into me. What I'm doing here now is between my manual AA selection and I'm alternating the fighter with my defensive fire. The fighter shreds a decent amount of that squadron. The defensive fire, of course, on cooldown, but by the time he gets planes back, I'll have the defensive fire up again if I really want it. Well, maybe not. Here come the torpedo bombers very quickly. And I've still got about 30 seconds left. Stupid Graf Zeppelin's planes, you're too fast. I'm maneuvering actively just to try and keep these torpedo planes in a position where he's got to make a bow run at me. The Fletcher does pop up. Finally, our carrier finally going in to spot him. He tries for a torpedo run here. Because I'm charging the planes, he doesn't get it. He elects not to even put them in the water because it would have done nothing. I cut my engines and cut back to starboard because I really want to go kill this Graf Zeppelin. I trust my teammates to kill the Fletcher. As it turns out, this is ill-advised. It does work. They do finally manage to kill him, but, well, it's going to cost us a conqueror, of all things. But, oh well. Zeppelin's going to have hard cover in a minute, so I'm going to have to go root him out. Now, my assumption is he's going to go back behind this island and camp. So in a minute, what's going to happen is as I continue to turn to starboard, I'm going to flip my guns, assuming I'm going to have to go around the south side of this island to go root him out. There we see the Conqueror and the Fletcher mutually annihilate each other, which is bizarro world, but there you go. That's what happened. Now my defensive fire is back up. I'm sure he's readying yet another strike, as we again have a slim lead here, but it'll start to grow. The Zeppelin is the last thing on the board. All I have to do is get over here and polish him off. Little puny rocket strike. I've got to get my my manual A flipped back for him. It manages to looks like I think I just ignore it. But here he is. Now, one of the things that I had not considered as I courted this engagement is you know, guys, Graf Zeppelin secondaries are kind of good. And I'm not putting up my fighter here because his AA will probably shoot it down. I do pop my defensive fire. He gets some fires out of his secondaries, and at least one solid hit out of the Stukas there, the dive bombers. But I pop another heal, rep the fires, And with the AP on his broadside, I'm not letting citadels, but I am getting plenty of full pins, enough to finally end him. And that's the game. So, again, one of the reasons I'm showing you guys this replay is German cruisers require a very patient, a very methodical, a very take my time with this play style. And it's important that if you're going to play a German cruiser, you kind of learn that patience. Your plays are in the back half of the game. That is where you're going to make big plays, unless one of your opponents screws up, right? If they charge early and show you broadside, you can get some AP into them, great, but that relies on your opponents to screw up. You have to be looking for those opportunities in the mid to late game where you can push in, flex your strengths, and really punish an enemy team for their bad positioning. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Catch you guys next time. Be safe out there.